Hi, this is David Maloney from Small Business Planned. Today I'm going to answer the question, what is a favicon? As you browse the internet, you've probably noticed a small site icon both beside the address bar and also at the top of each tab. This icon is known as a favicon. It's a small 16 by 16 pixel square that represents your website. And as you can see, the favicon I use is derived directly from my logo, that being the 3 balancing rocks. These rocks represent the delicate balancing act that all small businesses have between time for themselves, time for their friends and family, and also time for their small business. The 2 best tips for creating a great favicon are, number 1, your favicon has to be legible and has to be understandable. When someone looks at it, they have to know instantly what it's supposed to be. Now, the simpler you make your favicon, the easier it will be to understand. The second point is it must have an obvious link to your small business. So it has to represent your business in some way, whether it's derivative of your logo, your product, your mascot, your operations, or your colors. Now, it's really important here not to be too cryptic. You need to be as obvious as possible. In determining the design of your favicon, you've got to put your thinking hat on and really assess your options. Now, I've documented 7 key areas here. Now, the best favicon for your website is usually going to be a derivative of one or more of either your logo, your brand name or your small business name, the category your small business operates in, your primary product or service, your mascot, and also your brand colors. So it's just a case of assessing these criteria, mixing and matching until you come up with a great favicon. It's also a good idea to seek inspiration from other sites and see how they manage their favicons. So let's take a look at the different approaches. Here are the favicons of IBM, IKEA, and Intel. These brands have very small, simple, and square-like logos, so they're easy to fit within the favicon dimensions. No problem at all. If you've got a simple logo, this may be the option for you. Or if, like Small Business Planned, you've got an icon attached to your logo, it may be an option to use this icon as your favicon. And as you can see here, Apple use this technique, as do McDonald's and Nike. Now, if you don't have an icon or a small brand name, you'll need to start thinking a bit outside the square. And here are the favicons of companies that need to take a different approach. So Google, for instance, uses the G in Google surrounded by its brand colors. Colgate uses a device which has an affinity with its brand, that being the total protection symbol. Nokia also use a device that's synonymous with its brand. Johnson & Johnson use an abbreviation, and Microsoft single out the M along with its primary brand color. Here are 4 brands that have also had to think outside the square. Coca-Cola uses a silhouette of its product. The Starbucks favicon does feature the Starbucks logo, but as you can see, it's difficult to make out because the logo has so much detail. Fortunately for Starbucks, their logo's so recognizable that they can get away with it. Interestingly enough, Tiffany just show a color, but this blue isn't any ordinary color. It's actually protected, and Tiffany has the sole rights to use it. And the final brand is Moet and Chandon, and this favicon features the Moet and Chandon star, which of course represents quality and excellence. So they were a few examples of some great favicons. And finally, I just wanted to emphasize how small a favicon is. It's only 16 by 16 pixels, so you need to be smart about how you use the space. Don't try and be too clever. Once you finish your favicon and upload it to your website, it'll make your site look that much more professional and that much more trustworthy. For more tips, check out my site at smallbusinessplanned.com.